something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Another chair. Yeah, that looks like a trapdoor. A strange gap in the wall. Is it some kind of design mistake or is it a construction effect or something?
So...
There's a gap there, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space, does that mean... You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All we know is it's probably made of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on.
It's true.
I looked through all his paperwork and all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been in his password. When I think of how much time I wasted on this. There's a PC on the desk, it must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this loss, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair.
However...
There's not much though, nothing we don't already know.
In other words...
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there? But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Giri failure. Damn. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on.
Correct.
I see. That's a good outlook to have. Alright. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password, and if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
What?
Huh? Oh, so I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it, I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about it, the idea that he would use her name as his password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
Well?
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, do whatever you want. Okay. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name, but if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Nakoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I collect myself, then turn to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. Minds were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in... Of course it opened. What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
Why?
Why? Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. Hey Kyoko, I may as well not have even been in the room. The gaze was fixed on only one thing. An ominous fucking present. I don't like that. That's what made it so unusual. There's a brightly colored box there. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why, you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous, but surprising probably. Huh?
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is, at the very least it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, do you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I still hesitated and glanced aside and... Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. Yeah... Oh, that's not... Well, yeah, okay, so the person who was executed in the beginning of the series was Jin. Well, Kyoko's dad. What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? Just as you thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there, human bones.
Wrong.
Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing, a dead guy in a box. My father, huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box? It's what remains of him. Yeah, those bones. That body. That's my father. Or at least what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Hold on, how can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So the same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough fun. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing again are those 16 students, yeah. Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school, but the only ones that were alive at the start of the killing was 60 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume
In other words...
that most likely my father was in the school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Oh no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong. Which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all the ties, but was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. This filing cabinet seems like the kind of place you'd find a clue. I should take a close look, but I don't think Kyoko would like some stranger like me touching that stuff.
Hey.
It's fine, check whatever you want. Are you sure? Okay then. I went through each drawer one by one, starting from the top, but all I found were piles and piles of unrelated documents. He was pretty dedicated to his job, huh?
Well?
It's just because he didn't have anything else. He could have inherited our family business or legacy. Instead he left it all behind.
No,
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. I'm sure he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate. Let's save Kyoko's photo, I guess. That master's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out better.
Hey,
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. You sure?
because...
Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Okay then, if you don't mind. Starting from top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one. Yeah, nothing. In the last drawer, is this? It's an e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says, in case of emergency. Oh, we can use that for the lockers, right? I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words...
A handbook with no limitations given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what it is. I think you're probably right. It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? But Kyoko? I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Howdy! Huh? This picture? It's all faded, it must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko! Oh...
Why would you...
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free from the past, and yet... to now found something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all the time. He must have really cared about her.
Why?
Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time he even stole me at the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Damn, Kyoko, don't say stuff about your dad like that. I mean, I get it. Okay.
Hey.
Mr. Mikado, huh? Can I ask you a favor? Yeah, of course. A favor, what is it?
So...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this, and I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but...
Hey.
Could you leave? Huh?
Correct.
Just for a little while, I'll just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko, don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little.
Just a second.
Get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. About how you're only collected by blood and not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this is an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the fact of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry.
Anyway...
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then I'll see you later. Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. Oh, of course it's a shock to you. Find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster or killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. The one leading the Hope-Speak staff, the one who finally planned to isolate you, was the Hope-Speak headmaster. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. Seems possible, even likely. These are just a lot of flashbacks. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind, which means the mastermind's true identity is... yeah, one of us. Yeah, okay. We've seen this. We don't need to... 15 of us met in the main hall. Add Mukuro to the mix and you get 16. And including me, only 6 of us are all still alive. Everyone else is dead. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I don't think Junko is actually dead. Or Mukuro isn't, but one of them. Even Mukuro. No, Mukuro is definitely dead. Yeah, she is because of the tattoo. So I think Junko isn't dead at all. She's the only one who fits. So the one's still left alive are me, Byakuya, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. That has to be some other way. That just has to be. Have I checked everything here? Oh yeah, now I have. I think that's it. That's all I can really find here. Oh, I went the wrong way around. Locker room. I wonder if I can open this locker. No, it's locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. That must be how I get the locker open. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the 2nd floor of the school. And you just have to... So, I mean, well, let's just give it a try. Yeah, mine won't work. Okay, what about the emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Let's give it one more try. Took the emergency handbook and ran that across to the card reader and... Beep. Alright, that's what I was hoping for. Let's see what I've got inside. Nope, don't see anything that could be a clue. Oh! This thing is practically empty. No, there's one thing here. This is one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see any a name written on it, so I can't say for sure who it is. But there's some writing inside, it could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I'd better take a look. It looks like a girl's handwriting, and all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping to the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter, and this will isolate the students here in the communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as a hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of a country or world is not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to get along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was, and I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko, it couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hadn't seen it that since when she left when she was little. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question mark spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Despair walks and so among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. Second despair. Text image. Yeah. Nothing. Oh. Oh, this looks like it could be heroes. There's all kind of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order, and dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible, I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. But the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. Yasuhiro Hakakurai. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hakakurai. Is this all, Yasuhiro? The notebook also contains a large number of notes for a variety of different classes. Which would mean he attended classes here. It can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us. And we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? Deck of playing cards, tarot cards, but wait, others just returning fortunes. Oh, I think we were supposed to go up, down. Crystal ball. It can't be. Okay. But the more I see, the less it makes sense, because those lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation, but if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward, and I have to believe in everyone. Wait, what? But that's not even... That's not possible, there aren't any hall monitors here.
This is a school announcement.
I don't think we're supposed to end
Is
here.
everyone working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint. For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
What? Now he wants to give us a hint? Suspicion, there's no doubt about that. This could be a trap. But even knowing that, he said that to go to the gym, right? Oh, we just ran there or something. Hi, Hiro. Oh, hey, Hiro. Makoto? Why'd you act so surprised? Oh, no reason. You heard Monokuma's announcement, right? Are you here to find out what he has to say? I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. You already talked to him. What do you say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go. Hiro, wait. There was no point in trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Hiro? It was like he was trying to avoid me. I was hoping to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. Has he been hiding somewhere the whole time? No, let's just go there. Same animation. They were like, we made this animation, we're gonna fucking use it.
I am Monokuma!
Hello, welcome, hello. Are you ready for your final hints? What just so happens to be in an envelope on the ground in front of you? An envelope? Aw, I don't want to see even see it. This must be the envelope. And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside. What? Don't worry, just get on with it. Monokuma's cryptic words didn't make me feel any better, but I picked up the envelope and opened it. What I found was a single photograph. I'm not on it. Jungo's face is covered. Ruko's is full on there. It featured a bunch of faces I recognized extremely well. It was everyone who had come to Hope's Peak at the same time as me. Wait, but... there's someone behind Sayaka. She's the only one I don't recognize. Wait, that's not true, I do recognize her. That's right, when Byakuya and I were in the headmaster's room and we looked at the file. Rukuro Kasara? Then this girl is... What? Why? Why is Mukuro here with everyone else? And even more than that. Just having everyone here post like this is weird enough by itself. They're all wearing matching uniforms. I don't remember anything like this. And now that I'm looking at it, it's not even everyone. I'm not in the picture. I'm the only one not there. The picture had all 15 other students, but not me. But I guess that makes sense. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this. I went to junior high with Psycho, but the first time I met everyone else was when I arrived here at Hope Speak Academy. So it's natural for me not to be in the picture, but what's definitely unnatural is that everyone else is in the picture. I thought everyone was like me and didn't know each other till they got here. But if this picture is real, then could that mean, could it be everyone else and just me? Everyone here except me is... How long are you gonna keep this up this rambling soliloquy of yours, Hamlet?
What are you gonna do?
You're kinda getting in the way standing here, you know. So I mean, get out. But I told you I'm not fielding any questions. What kind of mystery would this be if I gave you all the answers? That'd be totally out of left field. I guess that means he's done talking. Damn it. Alright. So in the end all I found in the gym was even more confusion. And with that confusion in hand I left the gym dejected. How does that count as a hint? It just made me even more confused. Is that what Monokuma was going for? Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? That is what it looks like, yeah. Not gonna lie to you, that is kinda what it looks like. But it looks so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? Believe me, photos can be made. It's not very difficult. Which mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. This should clear all this up. No, I have to clear all this up. I mean, do I even know where I have to go now? Of course, Hina is the fucking dining hall. Are you ever gonna do something productive, Hina? So this is why you've been hiding. Listen, I was hoping to talk to you. Kodo? Sorry, gotta go. What? She ran off so fast I didn't even have the time to ask her to stop. Hina, why? Why won't you talk to me? Yeah, that's definitely weird for Hina not to talk to us. Let's go to his favorite room. The archive. Hello, Byakuya. Oh, Byakuya. Listen, do you think we could talk? Byakuya?
That's enough.
I have nothing to talk to you about. Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Hey, Byakuya, wait! But of course he didn't, he just walked away. What the... Why was he acting like that? Like he was purposely trying to avoid me. What the fuck's going on? Oh, wait. Did everyone get some kind of photo like this? Biolab. Let's talk to Hero in the garden. Hey, Hero. Makoto, what's going on with you? Every time I see you, freak out like that. No, sorry, but I'm in a big hurry. Once again, he ran off like a terrified rabbit. Yo, what's wrong? I still wasn't able to talk to him about the notebook I found. It was like it was avoiding me. Like it was afraid of me. Why? Toko's over here. I decided to visit the biolab one more time, and the first thing I saw when I got there was her passed out again. Huh? Toko? Oh, she... It's over Toko. Yeah, that's weird. Toko, are you okay? No, she's not dead, is she? Oh. It's cold, super cold. It's so cold I think I might catch a cold. If you keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will. What? I was asleep? Oh, I must have fainted again. I bet you were standing there staring at me, getting all excited, weren't you? No, I wasn't. Oh, then what? Hot and bothered, straight up horny? Okay, so why did you pass out? I don't know, last thing I remember was me waking up just now. What did you What'd you do to Miss Morose? Oh, that's right, your memory stops at each time you switch. Bingo bazinga, we share some basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate. And don't say it like it's a bad thing, it's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. Because even if you forget something, I totally remember. So it's like double the memory. Wait, then you're supposed to... Wait. Oh no, it's more like half. Yeah, it is more like half. But all I want to know right now, where's my little darling? Tell me now or I'll slit your throat. I don't know, I'm sure Byakuya's around somewhere doing his investigating.
Yes.
By himself? I assume so. I knew it, I totally knew it. I'm a total pro when it comes to all things master. Anyway, I gotta hurry, I can't even imagine how lonely he must be right now. I think he would rather be alone. Genocide Jock shut off. Eerie laughter echoing behind her. I totally forgot to ask her about the picture. Well, there's no point in asking Genocide Jack anyway. Besides, I have more important things to do right now. Why did Toko faint? There's gotta be some reason for it. Maybe the fucking cadaver she tried to open. The fridge is open, but I'm sure they were all shut tight last time I was here. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
Oh, hi Kyoko. She faints so easily. Kyoko!
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay?
Indeed.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. No, you don't have to apologize.
Listen.
But listen about this room. Oh yeah, it's a morgue. Yeah,
I knew it.
I suspected as much. And Toko must have looked inside the fridge, seeing what was in there, and well, there you have it. You know she'd fainted.
Indeed.
I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came running past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason became clear.
It would seem...
I imagine she came here to investigate, and when she opened the slot there, that's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. Why is everything gotta be so difficult for her? Anyway, we should close it up. Don't want to leave it hanging upon like that. Yeah, good idea.
Makoto.
Give me a hand with this. Kyoko approached the fridge, hands outstretched, but suddenly she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. Huh? How come? Because Mukuro's body is in here. Mukuro's corpse. Mukuro's body's inside the fridge.
I see.
Just like every other time, the mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. The mastermind did? Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing class trial over again, I guess.
So...
You may be right. By the way, no, I can finally get a good look at the body. That's right, Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body during the last investigation.
Makoto.
I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find this clue this time, and I'm going to grab the mastermind by the tail. Okay, so what should I do?
So then...
Why don't you just wait over there? I'll let you know as soon as I've finished. Just wait over there, that's it. Yeah.
It would seem...
So when someone's in there, that's none. Looking around the number of lights there are on, including Mukuro's, there's 9 in all. 9 lights. Yeah, and that doesn't make sense. There should be 10. Because there's been 10 supposed killings. But that's why I'm talking, like, I don't think Junko is actually dead. I think the person we saw die was probably Mukuro. Yeah, this is with a... There. Nothing else here? Okay. Ask Kyoko about the group photo, after all she's into it. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I want to talk to you about something. What is it? It's about that announcement Monokuma made earlier. You mean the one about a hint or something? I didn't take him up on my offer. Huh? Why not?
Because...
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. I can solve this mystery on my own, without whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. I wish I could go back and do the same thing, but what's done is done, I guess. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right that the last one forged the picture as a trap to confuse us? That's gotta be it, there's no other explanation. Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Already, jeez, that was fast.
Indeed.
Anyone can do good work if they go slow. In that spirit, I'll make my report brief. So did you find anything?
Indeed.
I paid careful attention to the wounds and the trace of blood. It seems highly like that. The stomach wound and the blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Really? The burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. So that means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? Then what was the fatal injury? Due to the explosion, the victim identity is unknown. They were however dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed by a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these was at least several days old. The only option is the other wounds, but the file said they were old.
Is that right?
Why does it say they're old?
Because...
All the Monokuma's file says that they were inflicted at least several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference.
Wrong.
Well, the difference is immense considering the impression they gave.
Listen.
They seem to be adequate several days old, or simply old.
However...
But that doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds make it sound like they've been there before, like they're not related to the murder. Are you saying they are? Well, we all got to Monokuma file right after she was killed, right? So, if the wounds were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have... had anything to do with it.
So then...
But what if Mukuro herself wasn't killed within the last few days? What?
At the very least...
Certainly you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? One of many.
Right.
The detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they can.
In other words...
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work, but beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for the future. Okay.
Hey.
So if there's anything else you'd like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time. Come to think of it, there was one thing. Earlier when I was looking at Mokuro's profiles, it listed her height and weight.
So...
5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds, 5 foot 31, 22, 32. Did I get all that right? You remembered all that? They are indeed consistent with the corpse. So then...
Indeed.
And don't forget about the Fenris tattoo, there's absolutely no mistake.
Indeed.
Our victim in this case is, without a doubt, Mukuro Kasaba.
And?
Is that all you want to ask? Yeah, I think so.
So then...
Then it looks like we have no further business with Mukuro's body. Let's get going, it's kinda chilly in here. Oh wait, are we not gonna put the body back? Don't you think it's kinda sad living out like this?
Why?
Sad? Did you forget she was our enemy once? A part of the ultimate despair, but she still got killed, she's still a victim.
Hey.
Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Well yeah, but still. You really are naive, you know that? It's really quite appalling. But she could have abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. So for someone like that, what does it mean to be naive?
So then...
I think we've done all we can do here. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Ah, hold on. I still have one more thing to do. Something I need to talk to Kyoko about. I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in that locker. If I don't do it now... Hey Kyoko, I did have one last thing I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask.
What?
Go ahead then, out with it. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got here?
What?
What?
So...
What do you mean? Well, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the
Indeed.
dorms? I do, yes. But to get into any of the lockers, you need to the handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open using that emergency handbook.
I see.
The one you found in the headmaster's hidden room.
And?
So, did you find anything worthwhile in the lockers? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because...
Like I said, only the lockers only should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is, there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense, but there was something written inside. It was about the headmaster, about your father.
What? If that's
Could
true...
that mean that video is real too? Video.
Makoto,
I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about? I need to investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own 2 eyes. Oh, let me give you the headmaster's handbook, that way you can...
So...
That won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own notebook. After all, it wouldn't seem that is my locker. Your locker.
Makoto.
If you watch this, it'll all make sense. A DVD. And it says Class 78 Urgent Interviews.
So...
I found it in that hidden room after you left.
Anyway...
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means, so just watch it and see for yourself. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us have ever seen before. Nope. None of this makes sense right now. But I guess that means there's some important clue on the DVD. Alright. Oh, and now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble?
In other words...
So as it turns out, the arrangements I made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. You're talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life. And all because of the mastermind.
However...
But there's one thing I'm sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swear to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyo's eyes burn with a fire of determination. The determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness.
Why?
So why does it bother me so much to know he suffered? It's ridiculous, there's just no understanding it, I guess. She let out a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow. So that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right.
Hey.
But keep this in mind. There's only ever one absolute truth. Whether that serves justice or suffering, whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know. Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then...
Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Leaving behind that final farewell, Kyoko was gone. I better get going myself. Should head to the other room. Okay. In this worst room in the world, I can't afford to lose. Let's head to the first floor. The place where the first motive was introduced. I should be able to play DVDs. Well then, I better take a look. I took the DVD Kyoko gave me and put it in the player. It said that I was playing, but nothing appeared on the screen. I started into the black of the monitor. It must have only been a few seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity. And then all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka? It took me by total surprise. I said Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was.
Okay then, are you ready to begin?
The voice I heard was of the man positioned on this side of the screen. It was the voice of a middle-aged man.
I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
It sounded like it was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka Ten's face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
You want me to accept that? Psycho was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. We would agree to spending the rest of your life in the school. I accept. What?
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
As on a cue, that's where the video cut out. There was a lot I hadn't understood up until now, but this is only this. I simply couldn't comprehend what I heard, because I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad she tried to frame me for murder. So why? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? As I said that thing about it under the sudden light, on the monitor the video that I thought was finished flashed back on screen. My eyes darted back to the screen. And if I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me right over the edge. Myself, yeah. Huh? What I saw was me. Impossibly, undeniably
So,
me.
Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation, but the I in the here and now, had absolutely no memory of it. I had no memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down to talk to him like
Now,
this.
shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
This can't be real. I said yes.
I'm sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
There the video repeated the same scene again and again with the others. Yakuya, Toko, Hina, everyone. They all said they agreed to live in this school forever, and then Kyoko, her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt she had met him. She'd sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Academy, her father, and when he asked her his question, she answered the same as everyone else. She accepted a life within the school. Just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up, the monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just the monitor, the DVD player itself had apparently turned off, which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened?
Say what?
Oopsie, looks like it broke out of service. What, it just so happened to break just now?
Too bad.
Now then, when does it matter? Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right? Really? Failure my ass, you cut the power on purpose. Well, whatever. Even if I watched the whole thing, I'd just be more of the same. He'd asked them a question, and they'd all say yes. I couldn't help myself. I let out a huge, exasperated sigh, but as I did, I remember something.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation from myself, a disconnect. Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine that it happened by chance. It seems too much too convenient. A convenient outcome. Something that seemed to obviously work in favor of the mastermind. So does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten? Or... Interview DVD has been updated in the truth bullet section. Okay, that's it I guess.
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black. There is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again, because the end is only the beginning. Anyway, let's get started. The beginning of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again at you know where.
The class trial is going to start. The final class trial, the last time all of our lives will be on the line. The last time hope and despair on the line. And I don't have a choice, I have to do this. Okay then, this is the end. I mean... No, it's a self-destructing cassette. I guess I'm the first one this time. You're early, Makoto.
Listen.
Does that mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. But where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet?
However...
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll be here soon. And just like she said. Yakia. Yakia? They arrived one after another. But they were all in the same state of shock. Hina? Hiro? And was it any normal silence? It was like deafening silence for fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial.
You called for me and so I appeared!
I'm late!
I'm
strong
on
silent
fire!
master, so wonderful. So cool, hot my lines are ablaze.
Yes! My beautiful scissors!
When I touch, you can kill anyone with that adorable little voice. If it's what Master wants, it can be a boy, girl, anything in between, I can handle it. Oh damn. Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointing feeling right now. Is everyone here? Oh, and wearing our gloomy Gus faces, I see.
Well now.
Okay, well, then, let's begin.
Drills!
This final class trial is gonna be louder than pitch black despair. Find maximum sorrow.
That's fine.
You're right, this is the final class trial, and this time it'll be fair.
How strange.
What do you mean, this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know.
Unbelievable.
If there was a fair Mr. Fair Guy in the first contest, I'd take home the tiara every year. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square, and I'll make sure everyone watching at home knows. This bears my hope. Another tedious drivel. Begin the trial already. Sure. Let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below.
You guys.
So don't try and run away. Laughing as loud as ever, Monica and disappeared. Whatever.
In the name of
This will
my
be over in no
family.
time. With an inexplicable confidence, Byakuya was the first into the elevator. One by one, the others followed. Damn, silence. Nobody made eye contact, nobody said a word, they just disappeared into the elevator.
Hey,
All acting odd. Like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other.
however...
But you know why that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so.
However...
Well, you can tell us about it all soon. It's class 12, you're right, I'm ready.
So...
Ready to win, right? Of course. I'm glad to hear you say that. And then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. Alright, let's go! I started making my way toward her opening, step after step towards the gaping mouth. I'd resolved that this would be the last time. I repeated to myself that there was no fear, no mystery left. I pushed the anxiety down, calmed by my trembling body. And finally, one steady legs. I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator. Without warning, it began to descend. Deeper and deeper. Deeper, deeper, deeper still. Deeper and deeper, 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 and deeper, deeper, deeper. Deeper and deeper it fell. Deeper, deeper, deeper. I closed my eyes and sight fell away. All sound, too, disappeared. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What it could have been seconds or centuries later, I felt the gentle vibration of the elevator come to an end. I slowly opened my eyes. Damn. Is this the final trial site? What do you think? Isn't it just the background for deciding a person's fate?
Yoo-hoo!
It's the longest awaited last stage, the always exciting final boss battle. And I'm gonna sit in on this one. I'll just sit right here in the vacant 16th seat.
Drills!
Well then, let's
chill!
begin. Alright. And I will... leave it here. See ya.